What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, I made a post on Twitter a day or so ago about some of my frustrations with Duolingo and just their general model, and I want to talk about that a bit. It's going to be a little bit of a rant, and before I go too far into it, because, you know, I don't really have like a script or anything I'm reading here. This is just me kind of flying off the handle. I do want to say I do appreciate what Duolingo has done. I still use Duolingo every day. Even with everything I'm about to say, I still use Duolingo every day, or, you know, for the most part, it's in my language learning repertoire, so to speak. And so I think that they've done a lot of good things. I'm also really appreciative of Duolingo because I think they've kind of capitalized on a market of people who may not care too much about language learning, and they have kind of made that okay, and they've made it successful, and they've made it approachable to other people who think learning a language can be too hard. And so I think that they have done a lot of good to the community. However, and I made a rant about this a few years ago, and nothing has changed, but I kind of just wanted to update it just to, you know, just kind of talk about some of my issues with it. And my number one issue with it is kind of the double standard that Duolingo has set. And what I'm talking about is, if you're an Android user, you're probably not going to know what I'm talking about, because I think this is just iOS right now, but it is coming to Android, and as far as I know, this is coming to the website, like the web-based version, which is absolutely no good at all. And that is the heart system, the health system on Duolingo, and how that works. Now, basically, you have 5 hearts on Duolingo. Once those 5 hearts are depleted, you have to wait a certain amount of time in order for those to refill before you can continue on with the lesson. Now, the idea is, if you get those wrong, you have to go back and refresh stuff and things like that in order that you can regain your hearts that way. And it's really not that big of a deal. But my issue is, Duolingo is like, well, we do that because we don't want people advancing too fast. We don't think it's good that you advance fast enough. We really want to focus on you having to learn kind of stuff that you used to know, or, you know, just making sure that you're refreshing properly and stuff like that. If that's the case, I'm fine with it. However, my issue is, one, you can pay in order to refill your hearts. You can just pay, I think, 99 cents or maybe $2, something like that, and it'll refill your hearts and you can continue. Or, of course, you can be a premium member at $10 a month and go. So basically, they're selling that out of saying, look, we don't want you learning too fast unless you're giving us money, and then we don't really give a crap what you do. That is one of my big issues. The issue with the heart system is, let's say you have 1 heart left going into a lesson. The slightest mistype, and I understand it, a typo is a typo. That is genuinely getting a question wrong, but sometimes it can be something, like, for example, if you're learning English, I before E except after C, even though that's not even a real rule, because a lot of times that's not the case, it's just something stupid we say in English. It's, you know, if you put the E in the wrong spot and it's IE or EI, whatever, you don't really know which way it is, then you will end up missing that, and then you are just done. You're done. You can't go back into it. Like, if they were going to use the heart system, I wish they would go back to the way that it used to be, where you had 3 hearts per lesson. If you missed with 3 hearts, if you missed more than 3 questions, you had to start that lesson over. I'm fine with that, because it's refreshing, re-going over stuff that you need to work on. But, like, this idea that, oh, you just missed questions, so now you're just stuck, you can't do anything. Go back and refresh some stuff that you've already went over. Like, I feel like it's kind of constructing me on how I'm supposed to learn versus how I myself learn, which is their whole thing, right? Their whole thing is, don't learn how they tell you to learn how you need to learn. Unless, you know, you're not giving us money, and then learn how we tell you to learn. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe, I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with this, and a lot of people are going to think that I'm just purely hating on it to hate on it. And again, as I said at the beginning of the video, I love Duolingo and what they've done. It's not my favorite program. It's not my favorite software. I think everybody that watches this knows what my favorite software is, but I think they've done a lot of positive for the language stuff. But this stuff is stupid. And I know the argument, oh, well, they have to make money. Don't you think they need to make money in order to maintain themselves? I absolutely do. I absolutely do. It's this idea that we think, they've said before, they've literally said before, we don't want people advancing too fast because it's not good for you. Of course, unless you're paying us money. They didn't say that last part, but that's literally what is happening. I don't know. That's just kind of some of my thoughts on it as far as that goes. I really wish they would get rid of that stupid system, because at the end of the day, you know what? If I burn through the entire Romanian tree all in one day, that's on me. That is on me. That's my mistake. That's my issue for not taking the time to refresh what I know. You know what I mean? Like, how is that? I don't know. I feel like that's more on me than it is on them to try to tell me or try to limit me. But that is definitely one of my biggest issues. It's not really learn at your own pace. It's learn at your own pace until you miss a certain amount of questions, and then learn at the pace that we want you to, unless you're paying us money. So that is my rant. I'm going to leave this short. It's like 5.5 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That's just my thoughts. Again, to reiterate, I don't hate Duolingo. I don't dislike them. I think they do a lot of really, really good things. Again, they brought language learning kind of into a mainstream era that I think is really good and can get people into it. And I'm really, really thankful, grateful, happy for that. But this heart system, man, is the worst thing. Like, and I wish they would get rid of it, but I'm anxious for them to put it on Android and on the website, because I'm anxious for those people who use those applications to be able to see what I'm talking about, because it is just god awful. Every time I've made a comment about the heart system, it's multiple people being like, yes, this makes me not ever want to use their program. Anyway, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on social media, which is at Seabolt Speaks. That's Instagram and Twitter. I post there both regularly. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.